Okay, so today is a day, just a weekday. Kids have school, working from home. The kids are, well, my husband is too. He's downstairs in the office. And I am going to, I had a cup of coffee and then I decided I'm going to have some tea. So I thought I'd film a video, see what kind of teas I drink today. I'm not sure what I plan on having. But one of my dogs really wants to get up on my lap. So, hi Winston. Okay, so anyway, I'm having some Buddha's Blend, and this is my very last cup of this one. So it's all gone. I have had this one a couple times in the past. What? But I decided that I think I might take a break from this one for a while. I do enjoy this one, but I don't know that I really need to have it right now. I only brew this one for 1 minute at 175 degrees, and that turns out just right for me. I know a lot of people have a hard time brewing this one and making it taste good, but that was Buddha's Blend from David's Tea, and it has this like peachy, kind of fruity peach scent to me, even though there's no peach or anything in there, but it is a really nice light tea, and it's a mix of white and green. So, all right, so that's what I'm going to have right now. And I have my book here in case I'm need to read something in between helping the kids with their schoolwork. I'm reading The Goldfinch, and this is a long book. It's like almost 1,000 pages. I think I'm a little more than halfway. But anyway, so I am plugging away at that. We'll see what tea I am going to have later in the day. We're still plugging away at some schoolwork, and I finished my last cup of tea, so I came down to make a cup of cranberry orange scone from the Necessities. This is a white tea, and I've just about finished this tin of it. I have another, I think I just have one more bag of this one, but this one's always one of my favorites. I just really like this tea. It's just really nicely flavored, and definitely one of my all-time favorites. So I'm just reusing the same mug, a perfect mug from David's Tea that says tea makes everything better. And I'm letting this steep for 3 minutes at a white tea temperature, 185 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I'm going to go back upstairs and sit down with Ellie and keep her on task. Okay, so it's afternoon and we've had lunch and it's been maybe an hour or so. I feel like a little caffeine pick-me-up and something sweet. So I'm going to make some chai, and most of the time I have just kind of a plain black tea that I use, and I use all my own spices. But I do have this one that I won that I kind of want to start trying to use up from Tiesta Tea, Energizer Chai Love, and it smells good, but I have found when I've used it that it isn't very flavorful. So I have all these different spices that I like to kind of grind up in my mortar pestle, is that what it's called? I have some cardamom pods, I have anise seed, I have fennel seed, I've got black pepper, I've got whole coriander, got some allspice and some cloves and some cinnamon. And so I just kind of put a little bit of each in here, and then I just kind of, mash it up, and then I'll put it in to a pot with some water. And for just me, I'll use 1 cup of water, and then I'll let this cook for a little bit, heat up, and then I'll add between half a cup and a cup of milk and a couple teaspoons of sugar. Ellie said she wants some today, so I have 2 cups of water in there, and I don't know if I put enough spices because I had already ground up all my spices when she said she wanted some, so hopefully it'll be spicy enough. So before I add the black tea, I'm just gonna let this cook for a couple minutes. I'll put a lid on so we don't lose too much of the water, but I like it really flavorful and spicy, so I'm just gonna let that simmer. Alright, so this has just been simmering for a couple of minutes to get all the flavors in there, and I'm just gonna do 2 tablespoons of the tea, and this tea does have all those other spices in there, but like I said, it didn't seem to be very flavorful, so I'm just using it like I would a black tea. And I'm gonna let this set. Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
starting now.
So I'm just gonna let that steep for 3 minutes, and then I'll add the sugar and the milk and just let it heat back up, and then it'll be done. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes, and then I'll add 2 teaspoons of sugar when I want a nice sweet chai. And I think a lot of people might like it sweeter than that, but that's the amount of sweetness that I typically like. And so I did 4 because I doubled the recipe. So I have 2 cups of water in there. And then I don't want that tea to oversteep, but I don't want to take it out yet. Oops, I'm gonna pour in, hopefully this fits. I usually just do 1 person in here, and I already started it when she said she wanted some. So I added 2 cups of milk, and I'm just going to heat it until it's at a nice drinking temperature and not bring it back to a boil. I've watched a lot of videos where they boil the milk with it, but every time I've done that, while it tastes good, it always develops a weird film on top, and I'm not sure why it does that. So I just like to add the milk at the end and then just heat it up to a nice drinking temperature. I could use a thermometer, but you know, I'll just wait till it's kind of steamy. So I just used a strainer to strain it into the mugs, and this one didn't turn out super strong. I think it's that tea. I don't think it's really great for making the chai this way. I have some other tea that my neighbor brought me from India, and it works really, really well with this tea. So this one's not going to be super strong. I think next time I use that particular tea, the Tiesta chai, I might want to add an extra tablespoon of the tea to make it a little bit stronger. But anyway, it tastes good and it smells good. And it's a nice little afternoon sweet treat for us to enjoy. So it's after dinner and everybody's finishing up their showers, the kids are, and so I am making some tea for us to drink. I only have 4, there's 5 of us in the family. I have more cups, but my son doesn't really like tea very much. He does like white chocolate peppermint from Teavana, which I still have a little bit of, but he said he wants hot chocolate instead. So anyway, so we are all having some Forever Nuts from David's Tea, and I finished the last from the tin, and so I dumped 3 bags in here, and it almost filled it up. I only had to pull a little bit out, maybe a scoop out, to finish giving us all enough tea. And so when we have the Forever Nuts, we really like it to be extra flavorful, and so we usually let it steep for like at least 45 minutes or an hour, and it's still warm at that time. It's not hot, but it's steeped long enough so it's got a lot of flavor. So I did this when they were just starting on their showers, so we'll be getting ready to drink it soon. And that'll be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you've been drinking lately, and we'll see you next time. Bye.